You know what to do, but you're not taking action on it. Now, a couple of years back, I sent a survey out to my list, and I had asked them one question. Well, it was one one question in that survey, and it was called, what's holding you back right now? Now, the reason I asked that question was to see if I needed to create content on that topic, a video course, a book, or maybe a kind of a blog post or something like that, that I could help those people through that kind of hurdle, or help them over that hurdle so they could continue along doing whatever they were doing. But what really surprised me was that over half of the responses were from people who knew what to do but weren't taking action on what they knew. It was almost as if they needed to fill their heads up with so much knowledge that, they would reach a point when they would have so much knowledge that it would make them spring into action. But unfortunately, that is never going to happen. I can sit in the library today, I can keep reading and reading and reading on a particular topic, but it's never going to make me kind of sit down at the keyboard, type out maybe an ebook or create a video course or whatever. It's never going to cause me to take action. They're kind of two separate things. Now, I remember years ago when I was looking to make money online, when I was looking to get into writing or whatever it was I was looking to do at the time, I used to buy tons of ebooks, I used to buy tons of video courses. I spent an absolute fortune on that. And again, I was like those people. I was filling my head with knowledge. I was looking for that right time or that right point when I would take action, and I would go ahead and work on the knowledge that I had learned. But the wake-up call for me was one day when I bought a report, and I found that the content in the report was stuff that I already knew. And in fact, the stuff that I already knew was far more advanced and was even better than what was in that report. But here was this person who was only in the business a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and they were putting these reports out there, they were making money from it, and they were putting things into action. And that kind of spurred me on to think, well, if this person with less knowledge than I have is actually taking action on that, I've got this the wrong way around. I need to do more action than the knowledge that I have. So if you are somebody who maybe is filling the head with knowledge, how much knowledge is going to be enough to make you take action on that? When is going to be the day when you're going to close up the books and say, yes, here we go, I'm going to start off now? Sometimes, unfortunately, people use that maybe as procrastination because they need to think that they need to learn a little bit more before they can actually, follow whatever goal or whatever dream they have. But unfortunately, the goalposts are constantly moving all the time. Whatever you learn about a platform today or a piece of software, in a couple of months' time, it's going to move on further. And by the time you get to that point, you're probably going to have to buy book 2 because you'll need to catch up with the next point. And these goalposts are constantly going to keep moving and moving and moving. And it's almost like being on a conveyor belt. You're never going to catch up with it if you are just trying to read the knowledge to keep up there before you actually take action. So why not just close all the books today and actually take action on what you know? Now, there are probably a couple of things that could be holding you back if you are in this situation. It probably is fear. You're afraid of making a fool out of yourself. This probably all stems back to probably school, when maybe you stood up in front of the class and you said something stupid, or you got a wrong answer, or maybe a friend of yours did the same too, and the whole class laughed at them, and that memory is probably stuck in your mind. So you're probably thinking back, well, I'm afraid of making a fool of myself in public because everybody is going to laugh at me. But I'm here to tell you that unfortunately sometimes we build that up in our mind so much that it seems like it's the end of the world if we make a mistake. And I'm here to tell you it's not. What's the worst thing that could happen to you right now if you wrote a book and nobody bought it? Would anything matter? Would you lose your home? Would you lose, is the world going to end? Are you going to end? Nothing like that is going to happen at all. Unfortunately, we just build it up so much in our mind. The only thing you're probably going to lose is you probably have lost maybe some time you put aside to write that book. But other than that, you haven't lost anything. In fact, from you actually sitting down and taking action on that book, you're probably going to be a better writer when you go into book 2 because you've got more experience, you've learned from your mistakes, and you can correct those on the next time. So if you find maybe that fear is holding you back, think about yourself, think about that for a moment. What is the worst thing that is going to happen? And you will find that, it's not that big. You will find maybe that people who are successful right now are probably people who have at one stage maybe slept on a park bench, who have been maybe lost everything through a bankruptcy or maybe through a health issue or something like that. And those people have hit rock bottom. Those people have seen, the very, very worst that can happen to them in their life, but they bounce back from that. And anything other than that is, it's a walk in the park, because it's never going to be as bad as that moment that they had. So if you think maybe that is the reason why you're holding yourself back, write out a list of the worst things that could happen. And it's going to seem comical when you actually look at it. Sometimes when you have stuff running around in your head, it seems more serious. But when you actually write it down on a page and look at it, it does take all the strength out of it. It does seem comical. It does seem so weak. And you will probably find that you will probably forget about that and you'll move on. Now, another reason that maybe you mightn't be taking action on the knowledge that you have is that you're not fired up to do that. What is your goal? Why do you want to do what you need to do? Why are you reading up all this content? What is the end goal going to be? If I have a kind of lukewarm dream of, I'd like to have a couple of $100, or I'd like to have maybe a new car, or I'd like to have, a kind of wishy-washy thing that is just so vague, is that really going to make you want to take action? Is that really going to be stronger than the chance of you actually embarrassing yourself? So maybe you should need to again sit down with a pen and paper and write down what it is you really, really want to do. Why do you want to do that? And if you don't find, maybe when you're actually writing out that list, if you don't find maybe that you're motivated, that you're not excited, if you're not kind of fired up by the time you get to the end of the list, well, then you're probably walking in the wrong direction. It's something that you're not really interested in, and you're never ever going to take action on that knowledge. You're never going to be motivated enough for you to do that. So if you are one of those people who are, head full of knowledge but not taking action on it, again, get a piece of paper, write down today, what are the worst case scenarios? What would be the worst thing that could happen to you if it all failed? And again, why do you want it? Because if you don't want it enough, you're not going to follow through. You're not going to keep showing up every day. You're not going to be willing to get over those mistakes and those hurdles and keep continuing on until you get to that end goal. So I hope maybe I've helped somebody out today. I hope maybe I've motivated you or give you an idea of what you should be doing, because unfortunately there are a lot of people out there who are just filling their heads with knowledge. They're spending a fortune on training courses and everything and then not taking action on it, which is a total shame. So do that today and let me know how you get on. Now, if you'd like to ask me a question or you'd like me to cover something in one of these videos or these podcast episodes, you're very welcome to reach out to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com. And if you'd like to know where all this content is going to, again, do a search on Google, iTunes, YouTube, or whatever for WriteCome, WriteCome.com. Now, if you go over to the WriteCome site right now, we have got a great free report which is called Words to Wealth, and in it I'm going to show you 10 different ways you can make money from your keyboard. Now, I don't want you to read this report, again, put all that knowledge in your head and not use it. I want you to go ahead and take action on it. So download the free report, pick one topic that kind of resonates with you, try it out and see how you get on, but take the action. The action you need to do is more important than actually filling your head full of knowledge. So do that today. Head over to WriteCome, download the free report, and if you have any questions or you'd like to reach out to me, again, barryjmcdonald@gmail.com. So as always, have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.